Is it really recording?
Yes.
All right, so we're here today, gathered in the studio, to discuss Fenrir, because we didn't really talk about it after we released it, which is weird because you'd think that you would talk about a record that you released after you release it, but we really just started writing the next one and then playing shows, and that we probably should have not been so quick to do that, but anyways, there's some little tips and tricks and behind the scenes and some stories, some fun stories. Some stories. Golden Sun was one of the first songs that me and Mikey wrote when we were just a duo, and it was one of those kind of magic moments. We're just doing acoustically, and I think we were at Bomb Shelter when we wrote it, and he has this tendency when we write to basically yell at me to sing higher notes all the time, and it's really annoying.
He starts one octave and just goes higher and higher and higher.
So that's how you get the ending of Golden Sun. So fuck you, Mike.
Miriam was listening to that outside while he was recording it live and was just amazed. She couldn't believe the range that he had, and it gives you chills when you hear it.
One thing that I'm super proud of is that we cut predominantly live off the floor, and pretty much all the solos on this album were cut like live in the take, like super risky. If I mess up the solo, I mess up an entire take. The only song that isn't like that is Golden Sun, so that is an overdub solo happening.
I love his solo in the middle of the song. When I first started out, his solo was going to be like 8 bars. And we're like, hey, go a little longer. And I think Lucas is like, dude, just do like 32 bars and just take it. The band will just back you up and you just roll with it. And so he took that challenge, he accepted it, and he nailed it. It sounds great.
I like it. It's a good solo. It gets there. It takes a long time to get there, but yeah.
I think what I attached to Golden Sun the most is when Rosie joined the band, because we had been auditioning people for months at this point. And all of them had a tendency to try to play drums sort of in a standard beat across everything. Safe, but ultimately not playing to the song, which was frustrating because some of the songs, especially Golden Sun, I mean, you have to play kind of along with the rhythm guitar part, and Rosie came in and did just that.
So that was that's the way I've played it since day one when I went in to do the audition with Lucas and Mike 5 years ago, and they really dug it.
So Rosie comes in, he plays right along with the rhythm and the groove of it. That's something I've always wanted as a rhythm guitar player, is to have a drummer who feels the groove but builds upon it, and then we can lock in like that at certain moments and play off each other. So once I heard Rosie play Golden Sun,
that was one of the things that sold them on me being the drummer for Whiskey and the Wolves.
There's no more discussion about how the drums should be. There's no more discussion about whether or not he'd be our drummer unless you just said no. So that was an amazing experience. Once he joined the band, then it was full steam ahead at that point. We knew we had something that was more than just some acoustic duo coffee shop bullshit.
The first place we recorded it was at Sound Matrix as a demo, and it was terrible, and our band almost broke up.
I had this standing offer with this guy through Craigslist. He was going to school for audio, video, something or other, and wanted to record us. Or I'd hit him up because he just wanted to record anybody for his projects. So hit him up, had him come down to Sound Matrix, rest in peace, another fucking business that's not in business any longer. We did an 8-hour session there. We tried to record all this stuff live, and like he came in, he had the setup. We thought, all right, this is all gonna be great. So I got these guys in there. They're on my lead and trying to record us, and it went surprisingly quick and too easy. And we should have been suspicious right there and then, but we weren't. And so I remember I met with, well, Rosie and I met with Adam and Laser. I think this was early on, probably 2000, well, it doesn't fucking matter. Early on when they were gonna join the band, and Rosie and I met with them to basically say, hey man, our bass player just quit. We wanna bring you guys on, but don't fucking quit on us, right? Because that sucks. It sucks so much to work with somebody for any period of time and then they just randomly fucking quit, you know?
I do remember that meeting that we had before we got the recording back. I remember us being like I'm like, well, you know, if you're gonna do the thing, you're gonna do the thing, and we want to make you a full member, but this is what we're looking for. This is our commitment. This is our vision. This is that, and being all jazzed up and be like, you know what, guys, like, let's hit it. Let's go full throttle. I remember that conversation and then getting the demo.
So I get a text from this guy. He says, "Got your track. Cool. Let's go listen to this track." You know, and we'd be in that JT Schmitz eating some burgers and drinking some beers and feeling pretty good and being like, fuck yeah, these guys are on board, this thing's going forward. And my place was just across the street, right? So I'm like, dude, let's go fucking listen to this right now, you know?
Going to Mikey's spot and everybody just being like, oh, just a lot of, oh, it's not rad.
We were halfway through and I think we all knew it was just bad. Like tone was definitely not there. The mix was definitely not there. It was bad. And there was some obvious cuts in the production and, you know, just some rhythmically unsound things that were probably done as comps or something. I don't know what he was doing. But it was bad. And we all knew it, and we all just looked at each other like, yeah, we're not listening to that again, and shut that shit off. We probably didn't even make it all the way through, to be honest.
I know that he was concerned that, like, hey, like, you know, nobody dip out ever, but I was already freaking in love with those guys, like, already. So I was already down.
So I just gotten these guys on board. I just had this conversation with them, like, hey, don't quit on this. I need you to be here for this. I need you to commit, right? And this is the first recording that I gave these guys, and they're probably thinking, yeah, this is some, you know, what is that, dog and pony show or Mickey Mouse bullshit, whatever you want to say. That's what I'd provided to them.
I did love how uncomfortable it made him feel having just had that conversation with me and Adam. And having him be like, oh shit, dude, like, oh dude, please don't. It was fun, but I wasn't gonna go nowhere. I was already down.
So Golden Sun has those two things, Rosie joining the band, actually Laser and Adam joining the band too. Just like fitting, right? It's the first track on the record and it's sort of all the pieces coming together. But then having the shitty recording kind of mar it all. Well, I guess you could say we learned from that, right? The next time we recorded that song, it was at Grandmaster's Recorders in Hollywood on a fucking knee board. So we learned some things and we demanded for better things and ultimately we got them, you know. We had to pay our dues to get there and we had to go through the normal round of connections and pay the iron price, but we got there.
That's probably the most personal song I've ever written as well. And as a whole there's a whole story behind that, but you know, it's not any really like, not anything that you know, I feel like when people write songs, you know, it should be about like an interpretation and not, you know, well, what it is to me is this verbatim thing, blah, 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 blah. And this song was one of those things where it was a verbatim thing, and I'm just like, this is, you know, probably a little bit too on the nose and straightforward about what it means to me. But, you know, if you listen to it and read the lyrics, you'll figure it out. You know what I mean? It's just one of those fucking daddy issue moments, and you're just kind of like, I've heard enough songs about that. But.
It's a very fitting first track. First of all, it's a fuck you to just caving to any outside impression about what a first track should be. And then also it has a deep kind of texture to it in terms of what it is musically, but also what it represents for this band. It was probably one of the very first songs we learned, bringing new people on, if it wasn't Saint Memory. So yeah, Golden Sun, man, pretty pivotal very pivotal song in the Whiskey and Wolves repertoire. So yeah, man, that's what I got for Golden Sun.